Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs, and you are listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. I'm live from Las Vegas, and today I'm covering a plethora of topics. But before I do that, I want to introduce my co-host, Jim Dorigo, is in studio.
In studio, present.
He hasn't been in studio for a long time because we had a different setup, but he's back on the mic.
Yes. By popular demand.
Yeah, who demanded you, Jim?
Most of the people that I follow you.
Well, he's back in studio, and it's always good to get Jim's opinion on some of the topics that we talk about. But before we do that, I'm going to tell you how you can connect with me and the show on the internet. Now, if you're listening in live today, welcome to the show. If you're a first-timer, big welcome to the show. And if you're a regular listener, thank you for being a regular listener. Now, if you want to connect with us on the internet, there are many, many places. And usually your favorite will be on our list. And we've got plenty of places where we can be found. Our main website, which is where you would listen to the show live, is vegasrockdogradio.com. Often you'll find us on Periscope at Vegas Rock Dog. On Facebook, we are Vegas Rock Dog Radio. On Twitter, we are Vegas Rock Dog Show. Drop the W off the end. Instagram is Vegas Rock Dog. Make sure you tag us in your cute pet photographs. We love to see your pets. And our rock and roll gear, your rock and roll gear. This is what happens when you're trying to make hybrid words. If you want to pick up some rock and roll gear for you and your rock and roll pet, you can go to vegasrockdog.com. Our blog is where we do giveaways, tell you who's coming on the show and who's been on the show. We pop that archive show back up there as well. It's another place to find us, and that is therockandrolldog.com. And you can find us on iTunes, and you can find us on iHeartRadio, and pretty much any podcatcher app that you may have. Just search for Vegas Rock Dog Radio. You're going to find us. Now, in the coming weeks, expect to hear a lot more of the show because we are going to be streaming live 24 hours a day. Not live, no.
Does that mean you're going to be like on the radio all day long?
I am an insomniac anyway. No, not live, sorry. The Saturday show will always be live, but then we will just constantly play all the shows that we've done in the past few years because we've had some really incredible guests and they are worth another listen to. And we are more than likely going to add a midweek live show. So we will let you know as that happens. And you'll listen to that straight through the website, vegasrockdogradio.com. So, Jim, how's the week been for you?
A little busy. I'm kind of glad that we have the holiday weekend now to just do things.
Who are you playing with tomorrow night?
I'm working with the Glenn Miller Orchestra, subbing for one of their regular guys.
How long has that been going?
Since the 1940s.
Wow.
They were the official U.S. military Army Air Corps band.
So they're the official. How many members in the big band?
I don't know if it's an 18-piece or around that amount of guys.
If you don't know what Jim does for a living, he's a musician. And he plays saxophones, flute, clarinet, sings a little bit, plays a little bit of piano. What else, Jim? You play the triangle?
I watch a lot of television.
Yeah, we know that. It's usually war movies or war programs.
History.
Or yeah.
Documentaries.
Or documentaries.
National Parks is the one I'm into right now.
We actually do like documentaries a lot, especially if it's about animals. You know who I want to get on the show is, and I already communicated with him, and I said, if you're ever in Vegas, I'd love you to be on the show. But I don't think I can wait for him to come. I want him to actually just Skype in on the show or FaceTime or call us. Is the English guy that does the bears. What's his name, Jim? Oh, remember we watched the bear documentary?
Bear Grylls.
No, he's not. No, not. That's the other English guy. Not Bear Grylls. Oh, my gosh.
Not the one that got eaten by the bears.
Yes. No, he didn't get eaten by a bear, no.
But one guy we watched got eaten by the bears.
No, you remember the one... Gosh, he studied bears in Alaska forever and a day, and he's actually making a movie. I think he's getting close to the end of it about bears, but it's where the one bear attacked the other bear and killed it, which is unusual. Remember that?
Yeah, but I don't know who it is.
Oh, it'll come to us.
I just remember the guy that camped out with the bears and thought he spoke bear. And
No, not him. No, didn't end too well for him, did it? So I wanted to talk about volunteering, and we volunteer a lot of our time and put our skills to good use to raise money for animal rescue. And I posed this question to a lot of people today through social media, and it was a great way to do a little bit of research for the show. And the question was, what made you want to volunteer to help animals? And here are some of the answers. And I asked everyone's permission if I could actually say their name and also their answers. And so the first one I have on my list was from Amy Rouse. And she said, I've always helped animals in need from a young child, but it was my first rescue dog that got me involved in volunteering at the shelter. And that does change your opinion of animals once you rescue. Now, Jan Todd, and I met Jan. We met Jan in April, Jim, at the big fundraiser in New York. And she said her goal was to save one life. Happily, I can say I've helped save many in the last 20 of volunteering. That's 20 years, but I still think of it as saving one at a time. And I think that's a really good way to look at it, don't you think?
Agreed. I think, you deal with one problem at a time, so you just, you move on from one to the next.
That's right.
Once you've saved one, you have to move on to something else.
Yeah, I think if you look at it as a big problem, which it is a big problem, then it can be overwhelming. And I think just focusing on one life I've saved, and like you say, move on to the next one, is a really great way to look at that. Now, Claire Golightly, she's a friend of ours as well. She said, when I moved to Las Vegas, it was the beginning of the recession. We found dog after dog, and one dog was pregnant and she was at a loss for help. A local no-kill shelter took the puppies, and she started to volunteer to help make up for the resources they used to help me. And she said, I never thought I could volunteer before without crying every day. I surprised myself when it wasn't like that, and I couldn't wait to go back. So that was really great. Now, here's another great friend of ours as well, Terry Parks. She said, for me, I needed something to do during the day. So I started volunteering by walking dogs over at our local shelter 3 years ago. I've been a dog and cat lover all my life. I actually left my other volunteer job in home hospice so I could exclusively focus on rescue. Never did I think I would be where I am today as I live for rescue and animal welfare. And I will say that of Terry. Often we ask her to come to every single fundraiser, and if she's not there, it's because she's looking after a dog or a cat. She's an amazing person. She's very quiet about what she does. So it's lovely to say thank you to her for that. Now, from those two conversations, and they happened on Instagram, then Claire and Terry started to have a conversation. Now, they do know each other, and this is what they said. They said, I thought the same as you. I assumed I would be in tears every day and that I wouldn't last long because of the frequent euthanizations. But I couldn't wait to go back to the shelter the next day. It was my whole life, and I loved it. Hence the reason I was putting in 30-plus hours at the Animal Foundation and then the NSPCA. And she says, funny how things have completely changed over the years. And they do a wonderful job. Now, Susie Stacy is another friend of ours, and she recently saved a bunch of kittens that were living under her house. And she just wrote, I was born that way, LOL. From a young child, I was saving animals and bringing home all the strays. Drove my mum nuts, haha. You know what? And she actually kept one of those kittens. You know, the kittens that her and Richard saved. Right,
they found a whole box load of them
under a house. It actually was kittens, and it was the mother cat, and yeah, it's quite a panic when you find that many cats. But they did manage to get them all into either rescue or adopted out. So that's a really good thing. Now, Amy Helt. And I love this one. I know Amy well. And she said, I remember seeing and sharing an Animal Help Alliance post. And that's an organization here in Las Vegas. And they were looking for a foster for this dog named Peanut Butter. And he was at the local shelter. So he wasn't actually in their care. What they were doing at the time, and they are now rescuing animals themselves, is that they were sharing all the dogs from our local shelter's website to try and get them homes and fosters and that kind of thing. And she said that the next day, Peanut Butter was killed at the local shelter because no foster stepped up, and she was heartbroken. She says, I remember you and I, meaning myself, had texted about it because you were prepping for one of your events. She said, do you remember? And she says, I never thought I could foster because we had 4 cats, but knowing that ours mattered when it came to peanut butter made me take action. I filled out a foster app that day. We were open to taking any dog that needed help that fit very loosely into our apartment's breed restrictions. And we were assigned Irene. And I loved Irene. When I met Irene, I loved her. And she said we had the chance 2 weeks later to help Double to safety and help him find his family, which included accepting your amazing invite to bring Irene and Double to the studio for your live show, spreading the word about the importance of fostering. And I did want to bring her in because she was a first-time foster. And I wanted her to answer questions for anyone that was curious or nervous about fostering. And she answered all of them and put a lot of them to rest and actually inspired a lot of other people to foster as well. And she did. She brought Irene and Double in, and they were great. I loved them. And so what she said was, from there, she started helping with home checks and has been blessed to help in different ways over the last 2 years. I always say that our only regret was waiting so long to jump in. Sweet Peanut Butter didn't die in vain. She actually helped so many other animals have the chance that she didn't. I think that's a wonderful story. Very sadly, Irene passed away not long ago. She ended up keeping her, and she gave her this amazing life, and she took her everywhere. When basically they said, she's probably not going to live very long. So I think she was 12, if I'm not wrong. And they took her to the beach, and she had this great life. So she really did change the life of that dog and Double. And then Andrea said, when I was a child, my life was surrounded by animals. As I grew up, I realized that animals had no voice, so I became their voice. I like animals better than most people. Except if you're rescue people. Oops, I'm whacking my mic here. Except if you're rescue people, then you get lots of points from us. So what do you think about that, Jim?
I think that's excellent.
It is, isn't it?
I think the whole way people get along with each other starts with how people treat not only other people, but how they treat pets.
Yeah, that's true. What I did say to Amy today, though, online was, don't have any regrets. Don't have any regrets. You're saving lives. And so I really, really appreciate everyone giving me their thoughts on that, because you never know what takes someone down the path to become a volunteer. You never know, do you? Mm-mm. So shall we take a quick break, Jim?
Can do.
I think we should do that, don't you? Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll listen to some words from our sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what they call I think they call it a voluncation or a volunteercation. I'll explain it when we come back after the break. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
At Carl's Jr., not only do we make you happy with our delicious charbroiled burgers, but we also make your dogs happy. When you come through our drive-thru with your furry friend, we'll offer your dog a treat. If not, always ask for one. We love to see their smiling faces. Our website, Carl's Jr. of LasVegas.com, has a treat for its customers too, with free coupons anytime, so be sure to visit us regularly. Carl's Jr. is a proud and active supporter of dog adoption in our community. You can find us at Carl's Jr. of Las Vegas or on Twitter at Carl's Jr. of Vegas.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
And we're back, everyone. Thank you for staying with us on the show. We are going to talk about right now what actually going on a vacation or a holiday, as we say in England, and actually volunteering while you're on holiday. Have you ever heard of that, Jim?
I have not.
You haven't?
No, but I've heard of doctors that go abroad and do things.
Yeah, it's the same. Well, I'm not sure they get much of a holiday when they do that, but this is specifically to help once you go travel somewhere else around the world. So one of those programs you might be interested in, and I know this rescue very, very well, and I've had them on the show before, is Galgos del Sol. Now, Tina Solera, she's actually British. She married her lovely Spanish husband and moved to Spain to have a quieter life with her children, a simpler life. And when she got there, she realized there was this massive problem of abandoned Galgos dogs. And let me tell you a little bit about them and how this This move to Spain that was supposed to be a quiet life turned into something quite different. But basically, Galgos del Sol, what is a galgo? The galgo, Espanol or Spanish greyhound, is an ancient breed and a member of the sight hound family. Despite being called a greyhound, the Spanish galgo is not closely related to the English or the Irish greyhound. The lineage of the two breeds is quite different. And in ancient times, the galgo was a prized possession. But currently, they have become disposable. They are hunting tools. And Galgos del Sol believes that galgos are an integral part of the Spanish legacy and deserve to be returned to a place of high respect. And galgos can be either smooth or rough-coated and come in a variety of colors. Their coat may be a solid color, brindle, two colors in combination, and they are similar in appearance to racing greyhounds, but are distinctly different in their conformation. Now, galgos have a very lean musculature, and they are more characteristic of an endurance runner than the sprinter's build of the English-Irish racing greyhound. They are long, lean, very elegant. They're beautiful dogs. In fact, it is hard to describe them without overusing the word long. They have long backs, long tails, long streamlined heads, and with almond-shaped eyes. They are beautiful, beautiful dogs. Now, galgos have a similar nature to greyhounds. They are calm, usually quiet, gentle, and laid back. And described as a 45-mile-per-hour couch potato, they are content to sleep their day away. They are happy with a couple of short walks per day, but can also make excellent jogging companions. Many galgos live with cats and other small animals without a single problem, while others, given careful introductions, can be trained to do so once they have learned the appropriate boundaries. Now, galgos are widely used by hunters in the rural areas of Spain for both hunting and hare coursing with betting. They are considered disposable, and when the short hunting season ends each year, tens of thousands, that's tens of thousands, are abandoned or brutally killed by their owners to whom they are no longer of use. And some of the Galgos del Sol galgos were saved from pareras, which are called killing stations, where their lives were due to be ended. Others that were abandoned have been living rough and scavenging to survive until caught by volunteers who themselves often face hostility from their fellow countrymen for showing concern for a breed deemed worthless. Now, the thing is, at one point in time, galgos you had to be royalty to own them. They were revered and really highly thought of, and we're not sure exactly when that changed, but because of this change of opinion in them, it's become a massive problem. So have you seen you've not seen a galgos here though, have you, Jim? Not in Vegas anyway. Yeah. Oh no, we have.
Where?
Carmen and Paul Shortino.
Oh yeah, they have galgos.
Yeah, they do. In fact, this is how I know about Galgos del Sol is through Paul and Carmen Shortino. And I don't want to make a long story of it, but basically, they had a dog, didn't know it was Galgos actually. They had a problem with some eyelashes, and she started asking online and posted a picture about her dog and said, anybody know about these eyelashes growing inwards? And someone said, oh, you've got a Galgos dog. And she said, I've got a what? This is how she learned about them. Then she read up about them. Then she read about the plight of them. And this is how she got connected with Galgos del Sol in Spain, because Paul was there. It's a very, very interesting story. And I had them on my show. This is like 7 degrees of separation for Galgos del Sol. I had them on my show, and this is how I learnt about them. So then I reached out to Tina, who happens to be British, and have her come on. I have a big connection with Spain myself. I lived there over 10 years. My mum's been there, oh gosh, I think over 25 years now.
More than that, I think.
It's a long time. It's a really long time. And so eventually when we get back to Spain to see my mom, we'll take the trip up to Murcia. And we'll go and help Tina on our vacation. There you go. So see how we made that in a roundabout way, made it all connected. So basically, they arrived in Spain for this quiet life and saw this problem and started saving them, and literally saving them in their house. And it's quite the story. One day, I mean, I'm hoping she turns this into a movie one day. Forget the book, because it's very interesting. It's quite the struggle, but basically she's gone from saving them off the street in her home, betrayed by a volunteer. A kind lady gave them some land, and then someone betrayed them, and it just went crazy. It broke down their entire family. They ended up living separately, to the point where now she's raised enough money that they've actually built the Galgos del Sol Center. They're going in phases. Currently, they're raising money for a reception. They need a reception, but it's been so well designed and all through donations from around the world. She's done a phenomenal job. I think sometimes they probably forget to pat themselves on the back because it's just go, 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 looking after the dogs constantly. But she did put this program together, which is to actually visit and volunteer with them. And she's got people coming from the States. I think she had someone come from Australia, England, Germany, and they come and work. And so I wanted to share with you this program. Do you like the idea of this program, Jim?
I do, but I still don't have my head around the fact that if I'm going to pay for a vacation about working.
Oh, but it's volunteering, Jim. That's the difference. It's not just working.
Visit, appreciate, donate. But I don't know if I'll work.
You're very good at cleaning up. You're good with the hose.
I'm not so sure about
You're sweeping and a bit of hosing around.
I think they can have local kids do that, teach them lessons.
Do you know that's one part of their program, actually, is they do go into the schools.
I think they need to get the kids on board over there locally.
They are.
I already get it, so I can go over there and appreciate the place without having
You're not coming off too good here.
I am. You're selling me out on vacation. I'm imagining going on vacation.
How about this? We volunteer for the first 4 days and then vacation starts after that.
That's a lot of days.
You'd feel so good, Jim, at helping. Well, let me tell you about the program, yeah? Here's the overview.
And I'm not making myself out bad. A lot of people are going, wait a second, I'm on vacation.
Well, put it this way. If we go together on vacation, you're coming with me to clean out some kennels and walk some dogs and give them a bath.
Sit down and have some tapas.
Well, we can do that as well.
No.
I'm going to tell you about the program. Here we go. I'm trying to sell other people on this idea.
Well, other people can do it.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, here we go.
There are the animal people in the world.
We know because they've been going. I've been watching them.
You have to bridge animal people with vacation people.
That you're an animal person and you're a vacation person. You're both of those.
Trying to just figure it out.
I know you are.
Work and vacation don't go hand in hand, so I have to get my head around the whole notion.
Well, how about this? We could start by training you to work on the weekend at home. How about that? I'm going to have you vacuuming this weekend so you can get used to doing it while you're on a day off. Yeah.
You to work in things as well.
Here we go. Here's the volunteer program. It's the GDS volunteer program. It's intended for the benefit of their dogs. They've established rules for their emotional and physical safety. If you wish to volunteer with our program, we require an application to be submitted, and once approved, a signed agreement that our rules are understood and will be followed. The safety of our dogs is paramount, and volunteer duties include, get ready, Jim, cleaning, feeding, walking the dogs, playing with the dogs, that bit you would enjoy.
I'll play with the dog.
Vet runs with the staff and street rescues should they arise, which they kind of do every day. You'll be included in any local fundraisers and media creating if time allows. They do the most amazing creative videos to bring in donations. It's so good. I'm so impressed with them. And she said, additionally, we will film parts of your journey and make a short memorial video for you to keep as long as there are no emergencies that have a priority, and you will have fun. Because I'm going to tell you something, Tina and her staff are really, really fun. It's a hard job, but they're very fun. And she said it is possible to spend time with our wonderful dogs and not have she goes, it is impossible to spend time with our wonderful dogs and not have a Hank-tabulous time. She says Hank-tabulous because Hank is one of her dogs and he features in the videos all the time. He has a lot to say. He speaks in the program. Anyway, so basically, volunteering at the centre is hard work and dirty. Time is dedicated to cleaning, and more cleaning, punctuated with lots of activities with the dogs for lead walks and socialisation. Volunteers must be 18 and over. And for those with health issues, please contact us regarding your request. So be cleared if you have some health issues, yeah? And she says, until their on-site accommodations are completed. Now, this is going to be part of their entire facility. They are offering a residence in San Cayetano, and that's in Murcia, and that sleeps up to 6 people, 2 on a sofa bed, 1 room with twins, and 1 with a double bed, with a full kitchen, living area, bathroom, sun parlour, and garden. Trust me, it's lovely in Spain. You'd so enjoy yourself. Also included is Wi-Fi, TV, washer, hairdryer, all that good stuff, but there's no smoking. No smoking. And the residence is just a 2-minute walk from the a 2-minute walk from the urbanization. There's bars, swimming pool, paddle tennis, Spanish village. There's loads of cafes, and you would really, really enjoy it. So everything you would need is very, very close by. And depending on the time of year, there are beach bars. There's a lovely atmosphere to enjoy an evening meal, which I do miss about Spain. Don't you, Jem? Oh,
I do. I've decided that I'm down with dog walking.
okay.
And I'm down with the street rescue. The rest of it you can do.
Okay, thanks, Jem.
So that's-
I don't care. I'll put my Wellingtons on, my Willy Gogs.
Those two parts.
And I love to hose. Oh my God. Me and a power washer, I'm there. If there's a power washer, I'm ready. So the residence is just a few minutes drive from the centre as well. So it's very convenient. And she says, as much as we would love to host everyone and everything for free, sadly, it's just not possible as commensurate costs are incurred, depending upon how many people in your group or if solo accommodations will be shared. And if you would like the chance to meet and volunteer with new people, let us know and we will coordinate your stay with others. And a lot of people do get to meet other volunteers and make these amazing friendships. And they say, on occasion, we have an unreported damages and the residents left dirty beyond when we consider fair. Whilst we will continue to expect the apartment to be kept clean by those using it, we will implement a €10 per person per visit charge to ensure the apartment is deep cleaned and maintained on a regular basis. Now, they do have an on-site caravan. Now, caravan you call what do you call a caravan here?
RV.
No, we don't drive it. It doesn't drive. A camper, okay. It's for an option to stay on site. Then you would contact Eileen. Please understand this may not be suitable for everyone. There are some alternative accommodations, of course. There are hotels, and volunteering will be possible during the hours set for local volunteers at 10 to 2. And our priority is for those that are staying at the residence and want the full GDS experience. So basically, you've got these rates where. Let me have a look here. For one person, I think this is for the week. For one person, it works out at €287, which is not a great deal of money. And the cost comes down the more people that you have. So if you've got 4 people, it's going to come down to $150. That includes the use of overalls and wellies, Wellingtons. What do you call them here, Jim?
Rubber boots.
Is that what you call them? Okay. So we call them Wellingtons.
Hip waders.
No,
Well, not
they're not common. It's not that bad.
the same kind of rubber.
There's a vegetarian lunch with the staff on site, and that is a €1 a day per person. That's nothing. Spanish food is fantastic. I'm going to tell you now. It's wonderful. And as much one-on-one dog time as one desires. And it does not include transportation, pickups, drop-offs to and from the airports or train stations to residence and centre. Directions will be provided. Car rentals are available. And what else does it not include? It does not include off-site trips, departure apartment cleaning that you must do, and specific food allergy requirements. So you've got to look after your own dietary considerations, dietary indiscretions. And so this is a question. Why would you pay to volunteer? So having a volunteer program costs them time and money. Time in terms of demands on us to oversee and supervise volunteers, and the overall program cost for utilities. Of course, that makes sense. You'll be included in all the activities, from attending local fundraisers to creating that fun media that they do. Additionally, filming parts of your journey as well. And then the schedule, there's always plenty of unexpected things at GDS. When we start out the day with good intentions to accomplish specific things, but the next thing you know, we hear a Galgo sighting and everything changes. And I do know this because I follow them on Facebook very closely, and it literally is, we're on our way, or somebody's found a dog, they're being transported now, and things pop up very, very quickly and everything, all hands on deck and away they go. And she said, but first and foremost, it's always about what is best for the dogs. And so this is what a typical day looks like if you're a volunteer, from 8 to 9 a.m. The duties include, guess what, Jim?
What you're going to be doing, obviously, cleaning up poop.
Cleaning, say it again.
Poop.
Cleaning.
Poop.
Cleaning poop. Feeding, walking the dogs.
That's my part.
Playing with the dogs.
That's my part.
And vet runs with the staff.
That's your part.
Oh, you'll be good with that.
No.
And then there's a lunch on site from 2 to 3.
That's my part.
And around about 3 o'clock, it's back to work. Oh, now when I lived in Spain, I loved my siestas. And then at 7 p.m., it's back to the residence to plan your evening. And just know that in Spain, things go very, very late. We eat dinner at 10 o'clock at night, so you've got plenty of time to get things in after the day. And they're in southern Spain, in Murcia. And I think that's a really, really great program. Of course, we will be there next time we visit Spain. And then by then I will have fully convinced Jim to do all the duties. So on that note, let's take a quick break, because when I come back, I'm going to also tell you about one other place you can go to search out volunteer programs apart from the Galgos del Sol one. So let's take a quick break, and we'll see you on the other side. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Pet Scene Magazine is dedicated to Las Vegas pets and the people who love them. It's a source of news and information for pet lovers, as well as offering valuable coupons and specials on pet products and services. Find them online at www.lvpetscene.com or look for them on Facebook.
Welcome to Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming, your one-stop shop for all of your pet's needs. We offer premium natural pet foods, full-service grooming, and an on-site bakery and boutique. You can choose to self-wash your dog or schedule a luxury pampering with our professional groomers. Our new Cool Cat section offers feline food, toys, bedding, and litter, while the adventurous dog department has everything you need for your outdoor activities. Cody's Healing Garden is a special place featuring flower, aromatherapy, and herbal remedies for pets. Ask us about Karma Connection, our program supporting animal rescue. Find us at barkingdogslv.com and look for us on Facebook and Twitter. We look forward to seeing you at Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome back, everyone. So just before the break, I was talking about this volunteer vacation that you can do with Galgos del Sol in southern Spain. And if you're interested in other volunteer vacations, you can go to this website, and it's called Voluntourism.com. And it's Holidays for Humanity, full service, fully vetted voluntourism community. And there's anything from working in the rainforest to cleaning up beaches, working with animals, wildlife, and they're all over the world. I want to say they cover something like 120 countries. So that's another place you can go. Go voluntouring.com. I'll pop these up on the Facebook page and also in the notes when we archive this show, so you can click on those links. So I have another topic I wanted to talk about. Not the nicest topic, but if it's something that you don't know about and you'll learn about today, I would love it if you could share it with somebody else, because this information needs to be out there. And that is, we're on the topic of declawing cats. And there's a project called the Paw Project, and this is what they're about. And this is straight off their website. The Paw Project's mission is to educate the public about the painful and crippling effects of feline declawing, to promote animal welfare through the abolition of the practice of declaw surgery, and to rehabilitate cats that have been declawed. Now, that's a very interesting part of it as well. And what the Paw Project does is it facilitates reparative surgery for cats that have been declawed. And so thanks to generous donors since 2000, veterinarians working with the Paw Project, and it's the website is pawproject.org, O-R-G, and they've performed these surgeries to repair declawed lions, tigers, cougars, leopards, jaguars, and domesticated cats who have been maimed by declawing, because that is what it is. Sure. And the results have been very dramatic. I actually was not aware of the surgery to repair. Of course, you can't put a claw back and a joint. We're going to tell you about that, but you can actually make a difference in their lives by actually doing this surgery. Have you heard of that, Jim? Have you heard of the surgery to repair?
Maybe they take away the sensitivity problem or whatever.
Oh, it's so much more than that. I'm going to tell you the points here. They said that enjoying relief for the first time after years of suffering, cats could hobble cats that could hobble only a few agonizing steps before surgery are now able to leap, run, and play much more as nature intended. And big cats have benefited from the paw surgery as well. Over 70 captive wild and exotic cats in southern California animal compounds have been treated, ranging from a 550-pound tiger to a 21-pound bobcat, because some people keep them as pets and then they try and declaw them. And cats that have had paw repair surgery. And the Paw Project actively advocates campaigns to legally ban declawing at the community and state level. And that's where it needs to happen. It's very, very important. And it is, so what, let me tell you what declawing is. It's a surgical procedure called, let me see if I can pronounce this. Onychectomy. I could be right. I could be wrong. Onychectomy. And this is where the animal's toes are amputated at the last joint. So this is not pulling nails out. This is like taking your last joint off your own fingers. And it's not just the nail, it's also a portion of the bone that's removed. And think of it as losing the end joint of your finger, and imagine how you would function in life after that. And that gives you a very good visual of how it impacts the animals. If you can imagine you don't have the ends of your fingers, and how you would function and how you would feel after that. And this surgery is done on cats and big cats. Declaw surgery is usually performed when the animal is a cub, and declawing can leave a cat with permanent lameness, arthritis, and other long-term health problems. So this is not just a sensitivity thing. It's horrible. When you think about what can happen, what does happen, it's just horrific, and it can be for the rest of their life. And so this is what happens after declawing takes place, and this is a very clear description of the Paw Project site. I think this will give you an exact idea of what happens. Cats normally walk with their toes bearing the weight of their bodies, and each step is cushioned by the pad under the toe. Declawed cats experience extreme pain supporting their body weight when standing or walking if the tendon attached to the retained segment of the third phalanx pulls. Let me read that again. If the tendon attached to the retained segment of the third phalanx pulls that bit of bone under the foot, so that little bit of bone can be left behind. And so when that's left behind, it pulls underneath. And then what that does is that displaced bone fragment produces a painful pebble in the shoe sensation when they try to stand or walk. So that's miserable in itself when you get something in your shoe.
Sounds horrible.
It's terrible, and that's only temporary. And so to compensate for the pain in their tender paws, cats will attempt to shift their weight further back on their feet, in effect walking on what they call their wrists. We know they don't have wrists, but it shifts that weight back. And as you can imagine, the stresses caused by that abnormal posture and movement may produce arthritis in the legs, which in turn may cripple the cat further and cause it more suffering. It's horrible thinking about it, isn't it, Jim? So, like I say, if you're learning...
Do these terrible things so they can't be bothered by things.
So they can save their furniture. I mean, you can replace a couch.
It kind of bothers me now. It didn't bother me as much as I found out when they would take the vocal cords off dogs, but now it equally bothers
That's
me.
another thing. Yeah, that's terrible.
It equally bothers me now.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad. So please, please, please share this piece of information. And I still hear about people who've declawed or thinking of doing it, and I just have to educate them because why would you do that to your pet? They said also bone fragments may contain remnants of nail-forming tissue that may continue to grow deep within the foot, causing infection.
Like a little tumor growth or something.
The nail continues to grow. The pad is often displaced backwards towards the rear of the foot, allowing the weight of the cat's body to push the end of the second toe bone through the thin tissue on the underside of the foot. So these are all these awful complications, and they may occur in a combination of complications. Invariably, they do just result in great pain for the animal to stand or walk and be a cat. And in more severe and particularly heartbreaking cases, the mutilation from declaw surgery may cause so much tenderness or pain that the animal can move only by walking on its elbows. So shifting even further back, just so as not to be on those feet. So as you can see, this is something you do not want to do to your cats. And if you hear anyone talking about that, tell them they should not do that. They would be a terrible person if they did that. So let me tell you about the surgery that they actually do to somewhat fix it. Of course, you can't put back claws and you can't put back bone that's already gone. And so what a surgeon does is he makes an incision on the underside of the toe at the site of the former claw, and they avoid the pad. And any partially amputated bone is exposed, infected tissue and nail remnants are cleaned out. And the fragment is grasped with surgical clamps to mobile the deep digital flexor tendon, and the fragment is removed and a heavy stitch is placed in the remaining digital flexor tendon and attached into the extensor tendon at the top surface of the toe. And this is for a reason. And before this stitch is secured, any cartilage remaining in the distal end, the far end of the joint, is removed, and the end of the bone is recontoured. It's reshaped. So tightening that stitch or suture, as they say here, will reposition the pad nearer to its proper anatomical position. So instead of being shifted back, you're going to put it back close to where you can get it, where it was normally. The incision is closed with tissue glue, and pressure wrap bandages are placed over the pores. And if you've got a cat that, say, you rescued and it's struggling and you're interested in this surgery and all 4 of the feet were done, then you would do 2 separate procedures. You would do the front feet first, and then the second feet would happen on another surgery. And this is just to avoid placing a cat under anesthesia for such a lengthy period, because it can take up to 40 minutes per toe to actually do this surgery. So they say a 6-hour surgery to repair 2 feet is not uncommon.
Well, it's a long time for an animal.
It still is, yeah. And the front feet are usually repaired first. I did not know about the surgery, and if that's a surgery that can actually improve the quality of life, then I would recommend you look into that and make sure that you have a veterinarian that does not declaw cats. I don't know how they can do it. I know they make them do it in vet school. Oh, I just think it's horrific. Anyway, the surgery, of course, cannot replace what a human has completely destroyed. The cats will never have full normal function as they would have when they had all their claws, and years of abnormal function may have caused irreversible arthritic changes in the joints. But reattaching the tendons affords improved extension and flexion of the paws, so the cats can once again grasp objects. Think about that. They couldn't grasp objects before that, and cats love to play and climb, and very, very debilitating. Paw repair surgery enables cats to live free from pain associated with chronic foot infections, and many of the mangling effects of declaw surgery can be reversed. And she said, this is on their website, our veterinarians report that after reparative surgery, these magnificent creatures can run and jump where once they could barely hobble. And like I said, I'd appreciate it if you would share this information with your animal-loving friends. Many people, after finding this out, will then go to their veterinarian and ask if they actually performed the procedure. And if they do, they end up changing veterinarians. And they actually do have a great list of veterinarians that do and do not do declawing. So you can go on there and you can see all the progress they're making, as I said, locally trying to get these, and state-wise trying to get the procedure banned. And I think it's a worthy cause to get behind. Spread the word as much as you can.
I would even go as far as even go to your vet currently and say, do you do these procedures? And if you do, consider finding a new vet.
Oh, I would absolutely move in a heartbeat. Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to attend a vet for my dogs.
No.
That I know he does unscrupulous practice. If
how can you think that's okay?
Cat, he'll remove a vocal cord from a dog.
Well, yeah, probably.
Or he'll dock a tail or
yes, and that's another topic we talked about with Jenny Lewis. What's the name of her organization? It just went out of my brain. Oh gosh, will you search that for me, Jenny Lewis? Tail docking. Because I want to tell you about that too. It's a similar kind of thing. It's an extension of their spine, their tail. So why would you dock a tail? We're trying to get across to people that we really don't need to be, doing things for aesthetics. We don't need to be, doing the ears and all of that terrible stuff that causes pain. It's mutilation. That's what it is. And so she rescued her dog who'd got a docked tail and noticed that she was in pain and continued pain. And so this became her passion to share this.
Pixel Blue Eyes.
Yes, Pixel Blue Eyes. Is the website pixelblueeyes.com?
There's a bunch of YouTube things.
Pixel Blue Eyes is her gorgeous little dog with the dark tails. It's a similar kind of thing.
Facebook.
Yes.
No Tail Left Behind.
No Tail Left Behind. There you go. Oh, I know it was there.
TailLeftBehind.com.
And so it's a similar thing. Lots of sensitivity. They use it for balance. It's an extension of their spine. And so don't, whatever you do, don't do this to your pets. It's very cruel. It's very, very cruel. And they're beautiful as they are without docking tails and cropping ears and declawing. And as I say, you can replace a couch. You can replace a couch. You can't replace your pets. So be kind to your pets. Really important. Jim, anything else you want to say? Because it looks like we got to the end of the show.
I'm still thinking about this vacation coming up because you're not going to let go of the fact that I'm going to work when we go on vacation.
Well, here's the thing, you see. My mom lives in Spain. So we are going to Spain, and Tina is only 3 hours away.
Well, I'm okay with walking. I'm okay with street rescuing, and I'm not so sure about the rest of it, and I'll have to think about it.
Do you know what will happen?
I'm not going to just agree with you because...
I think you'll just get there and see what a phenomenal rescue she's put together, and just help with everything.
And now give me some calamari.
Well, I'll feed you calamari every night, Jim.
I'll have to decide it. I'm just not going to agree with you. You're not going to force me into agreement just because we're live talking to your audience. Sorry.
Sometimes that is the way to do it.
No, I'm not pressurizing until I decide. But
well, today in the studio we've got our 3 little monkeys. They're not real monkeys, by the way. It's just a nickname we have for them. Currently, we've got the most well-behaved Jack Russell in the studio, and that's Miss Thornton. And she's having a little nap time. And I'm sure the other 2 are sprawled out somewhere. Galaxy and Mr. Twix.
Galaxy's here by me snoring.
Oh, she is. We're actually looking forward to the weather cooling down so that we can take some nice, long, leisurely walks without dying in this heat. It's still up there. So they're waiting. Their long walks are coming. I just hope in the next week that it starts to cool down for us and they're going to enjoy being outside once again. It's funny. We come out of summer happy and people come out of winter happy.
Well, we just
elsewhere.
had the hottest summer on record ever since they've recorded temperatures in Las Vegas.
So there you go. That's, it's been brutal this year, but we've been sensible. And we've not walked them on hot ground, and we've not walked them for any length of time to overheat them or anything like that. I mean, I've even had to be careful when I've taken Galaxy to get her nails cut because the vehicle's hot. So trying to pick the time of day, well, it's 100 degrees all the time, but trying to pick a time of day where it's just not horrifically hot in the car. I've been having to run the car for 10 minutes prior to getting in it so that we're not sweating. So yeah, a lot of precautions. And I tell you what we have been using, and it's been getting the message out there. We've got 2 things on our vehicle. One of them we have what's that called? A sunshade? What do you call those things for the windscreen?
Sunshade.
A sunshade. But the sunshade has a message on it, and it's about not leaving your pets in a hot car. And I picked that up from the Animal Legal Defense Fund online. And on the back of my car, I have one of those perforated big stickers. And it said, I take the pledge. I will never leave my pet in a hot car. And that's the big campaign that we've been pushing through Rocking for Rescues. And we're getting the word out. So if you need to actually purchase something like that, then you can go to rockingforrescues.org to pick up the stickers. Or you can pick up the sunshade. What do you call it?
Sunshade.
The sunshade from the Animal Legal Defense Fund.
Also, you might want to maybe start teasing your audience with the upcoming event you guys are going to be conducting.
Yes.
Just give them a little tidbit, get them interested in wanting to come to town for a few days.
We're talking disco balls, we're talking disco dancing, we're talking the Disco Inferno. Of course we are. We're raising money once again for animal rescue, and the theme this time is the Disco Inferno. Of course, we love everyone to dress up because that's what we do also. We love a nice theme. We'll have a fantastic raffle. We'll have a fantastic auction and just generally having a really great time. We've got a DJ Elijah is our DJ, and how old is Elijah? He's young.
I think
15 maybe.
no, he's a little.
No, he's not. I think he's maybe 15. And he
I know he's still in school.
he's a DJ. He is a DJ. And so his mom runs and owns the Beagle Rescue, the Southern Nevada Beagle Rescue. And of course, I bet he's picked up a lot of poop, Jim.
I pick up poop.
They've always got
I
rescue.
pick up all the poop
Yeah,
here.
but they have a lot of rescue animals.
Well, that's good for them. Very good for them to do that. He's young and he can do that.
But he's going to donate his time and services to our event. And I'm
Excellent.
thrilled about that. And if you know of any kids that volunteer with animal rescue, please let me know, because I'd love to do a show based on that, how they got involved and what kind of things that they're doing with animal rescue. And he's one of them. So I'm thrilled about that. And so that's going to be sometime in October. So we're just trying to lock down a great venue, and we'll let you know as we get closer. So if you want to come into Vegas for a weekend, help. You know what? This is almost like a volunteering vacation.
You can come here, but
It's a fundraising vacation.
volunteer your money, and then you can have a good time at the event.
Yes, there you go. That's exactly what it is. Volunteer your money. It's a voluncation. There you go. That's perfect. But we do have a great time. And if you want to actually donate to animal rescue through the organization, it's rockingforrescues.org. That's the number 4. And if you want to actually give prizes for raffles and auctions, we're taking them. We're known for rock and roll auctions. We're known for our Christmas tree. Oh gosh, we have a Christmas tree at every single event. And what the Christmas tree is, it's a miniature Christmas tree, and it's loaded with gift cards. I think the last one was worth $375, I think, in total, with every single gift card on there. Anything from Starbucks to gas cards to beauty treatments, Amazon, oh, you name it, we had it. So that's one of our most popular items that we have. And invariably, they give us the tree back. They just take the cards and give us the tree. So look out for that. That's going to be the Disco Inferno benefiting animal rescue. Well, Jim, we've come to the end of the show. It's been good to have you back in studio.
It's been very good to be back.
Good.
And to help out with all of your peoples. And
My what?
no, I'm just
He's doing
distracted.
something at the same time. If you enjoyed the show today, please share the show. If you're listening as an archive show, it's really easy to share the show on your social media. Tell everyone about the show, and we'll grow our listenership, and we'll be able to help more animals as we go along. The more people involved, the more donations we can get to help these animals. So I want you to remember, you can always help an animal in need. Either rescue, adopt, donate, volunteer, or share their information, or go on a volunteer vacation. Rescue your next family member. Replace the word shop with adopt, and be kind to all animals. Thank you, Jim, for being in studio. It's been fantastic, as usual. Take a moment to find us on social media. You can find us pretty much anywhere by searching for Vegas Rock Dog or Vegas Rock Dog Radio. And today you've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, where it is all about our beautiful pets, people, and pop culture. I am your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. Always kiss your pets good morning and good night, and I will see you next time.
You've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.